This week I went outside. I went to the cinema, shockingly enough. Fair enough for me to go outside these days. But last night, Pip and I went to see The Menu.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've heard good things about this.
It's really fucking good.
It looks good from the trailer.
Yeah, so The Menu's it's a black comedy thriller, which is kind of three genres that don't tend to go that well together, generally speaking. It stars Ralph Feinnes, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Nicholas Hoult, amongst a few others. And it tells the story of a couple, one of them who is an extreme foodie, who go to a secluded island where a celebrity chef has his most pompous restaurant, and where they eat the most delectable food on a tasting menu that he's put together. And then there's a turn and shit gets really fucking dark. It's really good. It is really funny. The dialogue is... It's not laugh out loud funny, but it's like you'll be chuckling throughout the whole thing because it is very witty. It's very put together. People manage to kind of put their foot in it because it's again, it's one of these places. It's the height of snobbery, this restaurant that they're going to. What's his name? Julian Slovic is Ralph Fiennes' character. And he is like, all of his chefs that work with him in the kitchen, it's almost like a cult. Like he comes out with each course and he kind of claps his hands together and everyone stands to attention and he describes the dish. And then he comes out and it's like it's a fucking single scallop on a rock. It's meant to represent the ocean or some shit like that. You know, it's that kind of taking the piss out of foodies. There are a few characters there that are they're like your typical kind of finance bros who think they know everything and they're trying to like ask for substitutions and changes, and the head waitress is just shutting them down completely. But like I say, so you get all this stuff which is quite funny, and then like I say, it gets to a turn and it gets really fucking dark in the best way possible, because when it starts to get dark, the tension starts to ramp up and it stops. It's less of a black comedy from that point, and then it's more of the thriller side of things. It borders on to like proper psychological shit as it gets further into the film. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect much from it. Like I'd seen the trailers, thought, oh, this will be good because I like everyone who's in it, and it looks pretty and it's well put. The cinematography is incredible. Like when they first get to the island, there's a lot of shots kind of along the beaches of the kind of the kind of ecology that's there, and it's beautiful. And the food shots are beautifully done as well. Like every course comes out, and you get it as if it is written on a menu, like what the course is and what's involved with it. And then that kind of then blends into the humor or some of the dark shit later on. It's
where's
really,
the location supposed to be?
It's supposed to be on an island, a restaurant on an island. It doesn't actually say where it is, but it says.
Imagine the twist that Gadget's talking about is like, turns out a sign just falls off and it says Isla Nubla, and it's Jurassic Park Island.
That'd be better. It's the place is supposed to be called Hawthorne Island. It's like an island that the restaurant owns, and like all the restaurant staff live there. They never leave the island, which possibly makes you understand why it all gets a little bit culty.
What snack did you have at the cinema?
I don't eat at the cinema. I just had a coffee.
With a film called The Menu, you didn't take some nachos in?
No, because I don't like the sound of other people eating popcorn around me, so I don't eat when I'm in the cinema.
Good job. I was sat there with a massive load of food during June.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. I was full of cold and infecting you, so it was fine. We paid for each other that way.
He did infect me that week.
I did.
You shouldn't have been necking.
Well, yeah, it's worth seeing. It's one of those films I would say I actually see it at the cinema, because I think on the big screen, like the cinematography really does stand out. It's not a film you need to see at the cinema, but I would say it'll be enhanced by seeing, because
it's nice to see those kind of films in cinema, because you expect to go into a popcorn thriller or something like that, don't you?
Yeah.
But when you see something a little bit different, it's sometimes a treat.
Yeah, it's playing with the kind of genre conventions of kind of comedy, of like black comedy and thrillers. Yeah. In the same way that what happens within the film kind of plays with the concept of foodies and plays with the concept of kind of celebrity and celebrity chefs. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure it sticks the ending perfectly, but I didn't leave dissatisfied, if that makes sense. But what you get out of the end, what you get out, especially the last 10 minutes of it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just an escalation, and yeah, I definitely think even if you only watch it on like Amazon Prime or something like that, make sure you see it because it is really, really good. It's reviewed well. I think it's got like a 90 on Metacritic or something.
I love Ralph Feinnes when he's proper putting his all into something.
Oh, this is the most Ralph Fiennes I've seen him in a long time.
He's so good. He's such a good actor.
There's a lot of that kind of subtle acting that he's very good at. You know, like how he can be very, very stony faced, but then like a bit of wetness to his eyes. You know what's behind those eyes.
He's not Francis Dollarhide from Red Dragon this time.
No, and he's certainly not
eating paper.
No, and he's certainly not Moriarty from Holmes and Watson.
No, exactly. Or Voldemort. I like it. I like Ralph Fiennes when he's proper going for it. Yeah, he's such a treasure.